The billion-dollar business of tomorrow? It's being built right now by someone sitting in their bedroom, probably wearing sweatpants, running everything through AI. And here's what nobody's telling you. You don't need a team of 10. You don't even need a team of 2. In this video, I'm breaking down the exact 7 tools I use every single day to run a $1 million operation completely solo. No employees, no assistants, no massive overhead eating into my profits. Now, why should you listen to me? I'm an AI consultant, I own a SaaS company, and I run an agency. I've seen the back end of hundreds of businesses, but more importantly, I dedicate an entire day every week to testing the newest AI tools hitting the market. I've tested hundreds at this point, wasted time, wasted money, so you don't have to. And I've found the exact stack that actually works. Not theory, not hype. What's working right now for solopreneurs who want to scale lean and build something profitable. So stick around, because by the end of this video, you're going to have a clear roadmap. And if you want access to all these tools for free, I've got links waiting for you in the description. Plus, there's a link to my school community where I go deep on how to actually make money with AI, step by step. Let's get into it. Tool number 1, OneCliq. This is hands down one of the most slept on tools I've come across. And honestly, I don't know why more people aren't talking about it. Here's the problem most people face. Content creation takes forever. You've got to write the script, edit the video, create the thumbnail, post it, promote it. It's exhausting. And if you're doing it all yourself, it's a full-time job just to stay consistent. OneCliq changes that. It's an AI-powered content engine. You give it a topic, and it generates everything. I'm talking scripts, voiceovers, B-roll, captions, music, the whole package. It's like having a production team that works 24/7 and never asks for a raise. I use this tool constantly. When I need to batch content for my YouTube channel or create quick explainer videos for clients, I'll throw a prompt into OneCliq and let it do the heavy lifting. But here's where it gets really good. It doesn't just spit out generic stuff. You can train it on your brand voice. You can tweak the style, the pacing, the tone. So the content it creates actually sounds like you. And the time savings? Insane. What used to take me half a day now takes 20 minutes. That's the difference between posting once a week and posting every single day. If you're a content creator, a coach, an agency owner, anyone who needs to pump out video content consistently, this tool is a game changer. And by the way, all the links to these tools are in the description. Make sure you grab them because some of these have free trials that you're going to want to test out. Tool number 2, Claude. Now, I know what you're thinking. Isn't that just another ChatGPT? Not quite. I actually switch between ChatGPT and Claude depending on what I'm working on. They each have their strengths, but Claude? This is where I go when I need something that sounds human. Claude is built by Anthropic, and it's honestly one of the best AI writing tools I've ever used, especially for copywriting. If you've ever used ChatGPT and felt like the writing was a little robotic, Claude fixes that. It has this emotional depth that other models don't. The tone is warmer, more conversational. It captures nuance better. I use Claude for everything from sales emails to landing page copy to writing scripts like this one. I'll feed it my brand voice, give it some context, and it just nails it. But here's where Claude really shines. It's incredible at understanding context. Let me give you an example. I was working on a client project where we needed to write a series of onboarding emails. Not just any emails, these needed to feel personal, like they were coming from a friend, not a faceless company. I gave Claude a few bullet points and some examples of the tone I wanted. Within minutes, it had written out an entire email sequence that my client ended up using word for word. No edits. It was that good. And here's the crazy part. Claude also handles code. If you're building chatbots, automations, or even simple web apps, you can ask Claude to write the code for you. It'll explain what it's doing, troubleshoot errors, and even optimize it. So whether you're writing copy, building workflows, or coding something from scratch, Claude is the tool you need in your corner. And again, link in the description. You'll want to play around with this one. Tool number 3, Apify. This one's a little more technical, but trust me, it's worth learning. Apify is a web scraping tool, and if you've never heard of web scraping, here's the quick version. It pulls data from websites automatically. No manual copy pasting, no wasting hours digging through pages. I use Apify all the time for research, lead generation, and building knowledge bases. Here's a real example. When I'm planning content for my YouTube channel, I don't just guess what topics will perform well. I go to Apify, scrape my competitors' channels, and pull every single video they've ever made. I get the titles, the views, the engagement, even the comments. Then I analyze it. What's working? What's getting engagement? What questions are people asking in the comments? Those comments are gold, because if people are asking questions on someone else's video, that means there's a gap. That means there's an opportunity for me to create content that answers those questions. I've used this exact process to come up with video ideas that I know will perform because I can see proof that people are already searching for it. But that's not all. I also use Apify to scrape websites when I'm building AI chatbots or voice agents for clients. If I'm creating a chatbot for a business, I want it to be smart. I want it to have access to everything about that company, their services, their FAQs, their tone, their messaging. So I'll scrape their entire website, pull in all that content, and use it to train the bot. The result? A chatbot that actually knows what it's talking about, not some generic bot that gives useless answers. You can also scrape LinkedIn, Instagram, Google Maps, pretty much anything. So if you're in lead generation, market research, or building AI tools, Apify is a must-have. And yep, links in the description. Go play with it. Tool number 4, Gamma. This one's a lifesaver if you ever need to create presentations, proposals, or reports. Here's the problem. Making something look professional takes forever. You've got to mess around with fonts, spacing, colors, images. It's tedious. And if you're not a designer, it's going to look not great. Gamma solves that. It takes your text, any text, and turns it into a beautifully designed presentation. You're talking slide decks, proposals, one-pagers, pitch decks, all of it. I use this constantly when I'm delivering audits to clients. I'll write up the entire audit, all the findings, recommendations, strategies, and then I'll drop it into Gamma. Within seconds, it generates a clean, branded, professional-looking report. And the best part? You can customize everything. You can add your brand colors, your logo, your fonts, so it doesn't look like some generic template. It looks like you. But here's where it gets really powerful. Gamma now has an API. That means you can integrate it into your workflows. Let me give you an example. I have a client in the insurance industry. They're constantly creating proposals for potential customers. Before Gamma, they had someone on their team whose entire job was to design these proposals. Hours and hours of work. Now, we've automated the whole thing. The system pulls the client info, generates the proposal, formats it in Gamma, and sends it out, all automatically. What used to take hours now takes seconds. So if you're creating any kind of document that needs to look polished, proposals, pitch decks, reports, onboarding guides, Gamma is going to save you so much time. And yeah, links in the description. You're going to love this one. Tool number 5, Kapwing. This is my go-to for quick video edits. Now, I'm not a professional video editor. I don't have the patience to sit in Premiere Pro for hours tweaking sound waves and color grading. I just want to get the video done and get it out. Kapwing makes that possible. It's an online video editor, but it's built for speed. You can trim clips, add captions, overlay text, drop in music, add animations, all in your browser. No downloads, no complicated software. But here's what I love most about it: the AI features. Kapwing has AI-powered tools that do a lot of the heavy lifting for you. It can automatically generate captions, remove background noise, cut out silences, and even resize your video for different platforms. So if I film a video for YouTube, I can use Kapwing to automatically create versions for Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, all optimized for each platform. That's massive if you're trying to repurpose content across multiple channels. I also use it to add subtitles to everything. And this isn't optional anymore. Subtitles dramatically increase watch time because most people scroll social media with the sound off. If your video doesn't have captions, they're just going to scroll past. Kapwing makes this easy. You upload the video, it transcribes it automatically, and you can customize the caption style to match your brand. So if you're creating video content, whether it's for social media, ads, or YouTube, Kapwing is fast, simple, and powerful. Links in the description. Go check it out. Tool number 6, Otter.ai. This one's a must if you're taking calls. Any kind of calls. Sales calls, client calls, discovery calls, team meetings, doesn't matter. Here's the problem. By the end of the day, after you've had 5 back-to-back Zoom calls, you can't remember half of what was said. You're exhausted, your brain is fried, and you're probably forgetting important details. Otter fixes that. It's an AI note-taking tool that transcribes your calls in real time. And it doesn't just transcribe, it summarizes. It pulls out the key points, the action items, the important quotes. I transcribe every single call I take, every single one. And here's why. First, it helps me remember. If someone mentions something important at the beginning of the call, I don't have to frantically take notes. I can just stay present in the conversation, and I know Otter's got it covered. Second, I use those transcriptions to create content. If I'm doing an audit call with a client, I'll take the transcription and use it to write up the audit. I'll pull their exact words, their pain points, their goals. It makes the whole process so much faster. But here's the real power move. If you're running sales calls, you need to be transcribing them. Because here's what most people miss. Your sales calls are full of insights. You're hearing objections, questions, concerns, all the things that are stopping people from buying. If you transcribe your calls and analyze them, you can see patterns. You can see what objections come up most often. You can see where you're losing people, and then you can adjust your pitch. I actually do this with my clients. We'll transcribe all their sales calls, run them through an AI, and get feedback on what they could improve. It's like having a sales coach reviewing every call. So if you're taking calls, whether it's for sales, consulting, coaching, whatever, start transcribing them. You'll be shocked at how much value you can pull from those conversations. And yep, links in the description. This one's a no-brainer. Tool number 7, Lovable. This is hands down my favorite tool to play around with. And if you've ever wanted to build an app but thought, I don't know how to code, this is your answer. Lovable is a vibe coding platform. What does that mean? It means you can build apps just by talking to it. No code, no technical skills. You just describe what you want and it builds it for you. Let me give you an example. I had a client who kept asking me, what's the ROI on this? If I implement this AI tool, what's the actual return? So instead of trying to explain it over and over, I just built them an ROI calculator. I went into Lovable, told it what I needed. I want an ROI calculator for AI tools. Here are the variables. Here's the formula. Make it interactive. And within minutes, it built the whole thing. I sent the link to my client, and they could play around with it, plug in their numbers, and see the ROI instantly. It was clean, professional, and it answered their question without me having to explain it 10 times. But here's where it gets really fun. You can keep iterating. If you don't like something, you just tell it. Make this button bigger. Change the color scheme. Add a new feature, and it does it. I'm actually in the middle of building a full app with Lovable right now, and I'm not a developer. I don't know how to code, but I can describe what I want, and Lovable figures it out. So if you have ideas for tools, apps, calculators, dashboards, whatever, Lovable is the easiest way to bring them to life. And again, links in the description. Go play with it. You'll have way too much fun. So there you have it, 7 tools that are literally replacing entire departments in my business. OneCliq for content creation, Claude for writing and coding, Apify for research and scraping, Gamma for presentations and proposals, Kapwing for video editing, Otter for transcriptions and call analysis, and Lovable for building apps. These tools aren't just helpful, they're essential. They're how I'm able to run a $1 million business without a single employee. Now, here's what I want you to do. Don't try to learn all of these at once. Pick one, start there, master it, then move to the next one. And if you want the full breakdown, step-by-step tutorials, use cases, live coaching, I've got all of that inside my school community. That's where I go deep on how to actually make money with AI. Not just use the tools, but turn them into income. The link's in the description. I also drop all the links to these tools down there as well. Some of them have free trials, so definitely take advantage of that. If you found this helpful, hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. I've got a full course on AI coming out soon, and you're not going to want to miss it. I'll see you in the next one.